Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you've done so already. Now, I finished the week with, 18 wins and 1 loss for a win rate of 94.74. So pretty good week. I exceeded my weekly goal 85% plus. Definitely pleased about that. Now, Monday the 12th, Traded Ears Room, I said, let's see, what did I say? SPY puts under 550, which is right down here at this area. We can see we rejected a pre-mark high right there, and it's a little bit of support right here. So I used that area for the area to watch. And the first 10-minute candle was green. What did they take? I didn't take anything till 10:06, which is right here. We blow it up. I wasn't really looking at calls at all because there's so much going on that it just we shouldn't even be up here. But anyways, first 10-minute candle was green. Inside candle, it had a little bit of a fake out. They've been doing this a lot lately. Well, they will have like double fake outs. So I'm kind of trying to avoid them, but they're kind of hard to avoid. You don't know when they're going to happen. Sometimes you just have a continuous run, and sometimes you just have fake outs in the morning. You just don't know. They're inconsistent. They don't happen all the time. Sometimes they just happen every day. There was one point in time the double fake outs were happening for like almost every day for a month. And I remember it was very difficult to trade. I think I stopped trading the first half an hour because of it. And you could literally count the two fake outs, the double fake outs, and you could play the second one and it ended up working out. It was crazy. But yeah, didn't touch it. But when it broke below this 500, 501 area, this is where I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 50-25 puts at 660, and they went from 660 to 720. Didn't do too much. Didn't even break pre-market low down here, which was what pre-market low was. 585, 580, and didn't even break that. I mean, it was a weak little drop. Then it just popped hard, and I was not chasing that. To me, it just did not. It was not comfortable taking calls. There's just so much going on. There's so much greed. The AI hype was just going crazy, and FOMO was off the chart, and I didn't want no part of it. So I waited. Then it started to get choppy up here at this 403.50 area. I made an all-time high. Didn't break out. Chopped. Started making a ascended triangle. But the problem was that there was just so much FOMO that to me I still wasn't going to touch it. But if it did manage to break underneath this 4 under 503 area, I was going to take puts, and I did right here. Actually, no, I took it here. I didn't take it here. I took it here. I'm not quite sure why I took it there. I didn't even really break it. The only thing I can think of is that maybe I took it a tad bit too early in anticipation it was going to break. But it didn't break high a day, and then it finally dumped. So yeah, I got the 540, the 50-40 at 450, and they went from 450 to 540. So yeah, not too much of a play. Almost $1. Not too much. I mean, I'm sure if I caught it right here, I would have got $1 plus. And it didn't even really drop. It popped back up to all-time high again. Then it finally dumped. It was just crazy. But I didn't take. Something happened here. I don't remember what it was. We had a harsh dump. I didn't take it. I waited for an FU setup right here. Got a green candle. Started the bounce up to VWAP. Rejected VWAP. Rejected it again. So I didn't take it till 205, which was right in this candle right here, because you got the body of this candle, the body, and went up the VWAP. I used the body, these two bodies in the wick right here. I didn't need the 501.95 area or 90 area. When I broke that, I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 50-35 puts at 590, and the market just crapped. And they went from what, 599 to 1960, 200% move. So definitely a nice good play if you held. I was not expecting that level of a dump, and we just got the slow grind up, and we just wiped it out in like almost 2 candles right here. Kind of crazy. Then I took calls at 307, which is right here. I think right here. I get the massive green red candle here. I got a green candle. I was looking for another FU setup. Didn't do it. Came back down. Didn't break below this 540 area, and it quickly got bought back up and got up to the 501.12 area. So I grabbed calls. I grabbed the 50-25 calls at 250, and it just chopped and chopped and chopped, and it just stayed there all day. So I ended up taking a loss. My only loss for the week was the last play of the day, because of the chop. I mean, I thought for sure we had an ascendant triangle going on right here. When I first took it, I thought we were gonna pop to the 20 EMA, and it didn't. Then it started to make this ascendant triangle. So I was thinking, okay, maybe end of day we get a pop end of day, and didn't do anything. It just chopped. So kind of crazy how that happens. In the 13th, let's see, massive drop in the morning. I said SPY calls over 495, which was right up here. You get this massive drop on the inflation numbers. I think it was CPI that day, and it came in hot. And whenever we have these huge gap downs like this, I always look at calls, because everyone's going to jump in puts at opening. Everyone is going to go pile into puts. And that's when you see when it gaps down huge, it pops at open. That's what's happening. Everyone's jumping into puts, and the market makers are squeezing them out. And then it ends up either dropping, or it just ends up raging all day. First 10-minute candle, I didn't even wait. I didn't even wait the first 10 minutes. I think I even said in the room that it breaks a certain level, I was taking it. And when it did, I took the 49.70 calls at 9:35, which is opening candle. I got them at 8:20, and they went from 8:20 to 9:10. It did pop, but not as much as I thought. I thought we were going to really pop, like 496, maybe even 497. Because when we have these massive gap downs like this, at open we raged to it $1 to $2. Well, actually we did raise at least $1. But usually we see a $2-3 pop, then we end up dropping more. But didn't really do too much. But yeah, my thesis was kind of right. It did pop a little bit at open, but yeah, it did drop too. So, and then I quickly switched. Once I took this playing it out, and then when it broke lower day below the 494 area, which was lower day, I took puts. I took the 49.40 puts at 680, and they went from 680 to 880 right there. Then it finally turned around right there, so for a little bit. Then I took calls at 1026, which is right here. So yeah, I got a lot going on in the first hour. I took the pop at open, and then when it broke lower day, I took puts right there. Then it came back up. When it broke over this 494.60-ish area, that's where I grabbed calls. I grabbed the 49.65 calls at 750, and they went from 750 to 960 right there. So that ended up being a good play. Slow grind up, not doing too much, and then it finally does end up dropping. But I did take puts at 203, which is right here. When it broke lower day, I took the 49.45 puts at 580, and they went from 580 to 1210. So I got a nice little play out of that. So yeah. Got some really good moves at open, and it caught that move right there. So definitely pleased about that. Then on, you can also got to realize that I'm taking more plays because I've got other accounts and other things going on. I'm only taking 3 or 4 plays then I'm taking other plays in other accounts, and that's why you need to be a at least a premium member, if not a platinum member, if you want to see all the other plays that's going on too. Because I'm limiting myself to 3 to 4 plays in the options per day, which is still quite a bit considering the bangers that's been coming out this week. So normally I don't do more than 4 or 5. Even before I was doing the other accounts, I just don't like over trading that much, even though I do take a lot of trades across all accounts. But I just do not like over trading too much in the main account. So I keep it conservative. Let's see, on the 14th, which was Wednesday, traded his room. SPY puts in a 495, which is this low right here. No, down here. Right here, this low, right in here. When I say puts, yeah. First 2-minute candle was a massive red candle. I took puts right here. But I don't think I sold right away. I have to look. I did. No, wait, no, I didn't. Actually, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong day. Yeah, I did. I sold right away. Since I sold at 9:39, so yeah. I bought it at 9:39. Yeah. So I took new low a day. I took the 49.70 puts at 9.50, and I took the 50 cents and got out. And then went from 9.50 to 11. So I get a little bit of a play, not too much on that. In fact, I didn't even wait the first 10 minutes. I took it 9 minutes into it, so I took it underneath. I think I took it underneath 496. Yeah, I think I took it underneath this number 496. So yeah, I didn't even wait the first 2 minutes. I took it 9:39. So yeah, they went from 9:50 to 11 right there. So I didn't even wait for that. It's a couple plays I didn't wait the first 10 minutes out. Huh. Crazy. Anyways, that was play number 1. Got $1.50 out of that. Definitely happy about that. I popped to make new high a day. Was not interested. And I did take puts at 10.43 when it broke. 10.43. I took it right here when it broke. I think I grabbed it underneath 497. Yeah, I think that's where I ended up grabbing it. I grabbed the 49.80 puts at 860, and they went from 860 to $20. So I got a 100% move out of that. That ended up being a good play. Then I took calls at 12.43, which is right here. I can see this. Got a bear flag, dumped more, came back up to the 20 EMA and VWAP. So I grabbed, it rejected right here, pulled back a little bit. Then when it popped back up, I grabbed calls right here. The 49.75 calls at 750, and then went from 750 to 870, and that little push through VWAP ended up being a fake out. But yeah, it definitely was looking pretty good. Got a left shoulder right here, then you get the head, and you going up here, you got a little bit of a right shoulder, except this ended up being the right shoulder, more defined right here. I did end up taking that in one of my other accounts. I think I took that in the challenge account. So yeah, when it came up to this VWAP area and rejected and came actually to 20 EMA and rejected and it came back, dropped and came back to it quickly, I knew it was going to break VWAP because whenever it does stuff like that, it's going to usually break it whenever it rejects and quickly comes back. I know that, well, I don't know, but there's a high probability it's going to actually break that area. So that's why I took it on that. So I didn't play that much on that, and I didn't like the slow grind up. I just didn't like that, so I didn't touch it. So on the 15th, let's see. Trade ideas room on the 15th, I said SPY puts on the 499, which is down here at this low right over here. Popped up. This was I think this was PPI numbers. Maybe, I don't remember. I lose track of what day news drops, but I believe this was PPI. This is more inflation numbers. First 2-minute candle. it popped, and I was not taking calls. I waited to 9:57, which was right here. For some reason I took puts right here. Not quite sure why I took it there. I should have waited down here to the 429.30-ish area to make the new lower day. I don't know why I grabbed it there. It popped up, made new high day, then quickly got rejected. Then it finally dumped. And I got the 5,000 puts at 750, and they went to 1040. I had to hold. I think this was the one I held for a while, because I remember one of the plays this week I ended up holding for a while. Yeah, it was this one. So I sold it at 1105. It was in this drop right there. Yeah, I was the one I ended up holding for a little while. So yeah, it rejected pre-market high, which I would definitely like seeing. Then it went down. Then it popped back up to VWAP. Then it ended up dropping right there. So I finally did end up getting out. It was kind of, I probably should have averaged down, or I probably should have just waited, but I definitely should have not even grabbed it here. I should have waited. I probably would have ended up grabbing it here, and it would have gone against me a little bit, then would have paid off. Probably would have done better too, because I wouldn't have had 4 candles of theta melting right there, instead of, which is 10-minute candle, like 40 minutes. So yeah, then I took puts at 1151, which was right here at Hyatt. No, 1151 right here. I think I was using this area of 499.65 to go off from, right under VWAP. I took the 5,005 puts at 740, and they went from 740 to 840. Yeah, that's what I ended up doing. I ended up using these levels right here, the bodies of these candles and the wick of this one, all lining up really nice underneath 499.65. That's where I took the puts. I like seeing stuff like that, especially when you think, at this point in time, I thought at that particular time that this was going to be a range day, because it was a higher day, it stayed at pre-market high, then made new lower day, but it didn't go really too far. So I was thinking we were going to have like a $2 or $3 range day, and I do not like buying puts at higher day, and I don't like buying calls at lower day, because that's just very dangerous. It could squeeze, or it could open the door and just flush. To me, I start looking for mid-range plays, and this is a mid-range play right here. You got all these candles mid-range and break below that. That was definitely the play for me. And the same going the other way. I mean, I could have definitely taken calls over 490 or 500, and this took calls right there. This would have been a good area to use, this 500 and 499.65 area to play mid-range plays, because right here we get the higher day, and it didn't break higher day. So that particular time, it was just showing that it was going to be a range day. But at this particular time too, when it rejected higher day and it bounced off VWAP, came back up. I think I took this in the challenge, one of the challenge plays. You could see it inverted head and shoulders. You get the left, you get the head, and you get the right shoulder right here, and it breaks over this higher day. It's going to take off, and that's exactly what ended up happening. So, but I did take puts at 1151, which was right here. Then I took puts at 1259. Which was right here. I think I took it underneath the bodies of these candles, underneath not the bodies, but the wicks of these 2 candles. Maybe I took it under the body. I don't know. What did I grab it at? 640 to 710. Oh no, that was definitely at the wicks. I grabbed it right here underneath the wicks. I took the 50 10 puts at 640, and they went to 710. Not much of a play. Bounced off the VWAP, and that's when it took off. At this particular time, I thought, okay. We were ranging. Got to remember, everything's hindsight's 2020. It's easy to look at the chart after the fact to say, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. But when you're using real time, you don't know what's going to happen. And at this particular time, okay, I was thinking mid-range plays. It rejected higher day. If it got below the wicks of this candles, this was going to be the top of the range, and we're going to go back down to the bottom of the range. So to me, that was a good play, and that's what I ended up doing. on that. So then I took calls at 353, which is right here. We get all this mess up here. Rejected, came back down to 20 EMA. It bounced, it dropped a little bit. And you know, SPY just likes to push end of day, and I think I grabbed it when it broke over 501.65 is where I think I grabbed it. I grabbed the 50-25 calls at 420, and they went from 420 to 630 on that move. So got a nice little end of the day play right there. They just love to push it end of the day, and almost all the time. Almost the last 10-minute candle is one of the things I've noticed at the last 10-minute candles is that they like to do fake outs. Like if they'll drop it a little. If they drop it a little, the first 5 minutes, they'll push it the last. At the last 10-minute play, rephrase that. The first 5 minutes of that 10-minute play, if they drop it, the last 5 minutes they'll pop it. Now, if they do it the other way around, where the first 5 minutes of the last 10-minute candle, they pop it, they'd usually end up dropping it the last 5 minutes. I've noticed that. It's been happening a lot lately. It's like a misdirect, and they just trying to confuse people. So, yeah. Then on, maybe this was, I'll take a look. What was the... What was Friday? Friday's retail sales. Okay. No, Thursday was retail sales. Okay, yeah, Thursday was retail sales. That's what this move was. Retail sales numbers. And this is PPI numbers that dropped right here. I'm just looking at the... the economic calendar to figure out what this move was. So yeah, PPI numbers drop, we drop, pushes back up, and I was looking at what, let me get back to the trade ideas room. On the Friday, SPY puts into 550, which is down here, 550, dropped, started to pop back up. The CPI numbers came in really hot. The PPI numbers come in really hot. Retail was bad. There's no reason for this to be up whatsoever, except for just pure manipulation, which the market's rigged. Everybody knows it's rigged. It's just they're so blatant about it. And before they used to be sneaky. It wasn't as bad, and they just now it's just so blatant how they do it. So first 10-minute candle was red. Definitely looking at puts at lower day. I grabbed 50-10 puts at $8, and they went from $8 to $19 plus. So 100% play on that. Definitely happy about that. Massive green wick right here. I didn't touch it. Then I ended up playing SM. Let me unlink this. In fact, I said in the room that SMCI just almost $1,100. And when I said that, it dumped. And I was just like, oh man. So I didn't really want to chase it. What time I play this? 11:50, which was right, popped up here, and I took it right here, right when it broke. So you get the body of these candles, it popped up, it got shut down, and I knew that if it got below this 880 area, I was taking it. I took the SMCI at 850 puts at 390. And they went from 390 to 570 in that little drop right there. I think I might have taken it underneath 885, 887. No, I took it under 886, I think. I didn't take it down here. I think I took it underneath the bodies of these candles right here. So yeah, they went from, the 850 puts went from 390 to 570. Then on SPY, or SPX, I took puts at 1210, which is right here. Came up to pretty close to the all-time high. All-time high was a 503. Well, all-time high is up here, that white line. But I went to pretty much where pre-market support is. I guess you could say pretty close. Rejected in this area of 50250. Rejected, came down and broke below these candles right here. I took it at what, 1210? Yeah, 12.10. Okay, I was trying to figure out what I just did. Okay. Yeah, I took it underneath the body of these candles. Under 502, I took puts. I took the 50.25 puts at 650. Started to drop a little bit, then it popped back up. And then when it popped back up, I ended up averaging down right in here at high a day at 12.30. I added more at 410. I had 10, I added 10, and my average was what? At 5.30, and then it flushed. So they went from 5.30 to 11.40 on that dump rate. That ended up being a really good play. So definitely pleased about that. I was not afraid to add because all-time high is right there. And you had all this bad news all week long: PPI, CPI, retail sales. They were expecting 6 to 7 rate cuts this year. We are not getting one. We'll be lucky if we even get one. So there's so much hopium that this hopium was going to end up dying out. And I took the gamble that was what was going to happen, and it finally dumped, and that's what ended up being a really good play. Then I was watching SMCI. I took it again at 103, which is right here. I said I was taking it underneath 880, which it didn't. I took it right at 103. I took it in this candle right here. I was watching it like a hawk when it was right here. It didn't quite. No, I didn't take it underneath 880. I remember saying under 875. Yeah, 875. Yeah. Because I didn't take it here. I was watching it like a hawk. And I missed some moves on. I wouldn't have taken this anyways, but I could have, but I was watching this like a hawk right here. So I didn't. No, I wasn't even in this play. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I remember. Okay, wait a minute. I was watching this like a hawk, and this is when I grabbed the SPX play. And I do remember now that I was worried that if I grabbed this play, I was going to miss SPX. And if I grabbed SPX, I was going to miss this play because I was watching them too, both of them, waiting to get in both. And this one didn't quite get to 875, and it was right there. It was so close. So I was kind of watching it. Then when this finally broke, I grabbed it, then averaged down, then it dropped. But yeah, this luckily didn't end up coming into play at the same time I was taking SPX. I would have taken it even if it did, but it was so close to 875 that I was watching it on time and sales, and as soon as I saw 875 print, I was jumping in it, hoping I wasn't going to miss a SPY move or an SPX move, and luckily it didn't do that. I did catch this, and then it finally did break half an hour later, which it ended up breaking 875 right here. And when I broke 875, I grabbed the same 850 puts at $4, and they went from $4 to $44. So I said in the room, if it breaks 875, it's probably going to go to 850 really quick. I was not expecting it to dump as much as it did, go all the way almost to 810, below 810. I was not expecting that much of a drop. So but I was definitely thinking, okay, it did break 875. We're going to have a quick push to 850, especially with all this, with some really, really oversold right here. So that's why I was thinking if it broke 875, 850, I can't imagine it going below 850 because we'd be pretty vastly oversold on SMCI, and I was wrong and just ended up going down to 810 and below. So just crazy how much room it dropped. I kind of wish that I was watching it more. When I made the comment in the room that it was almost at 1100, I should have just pulled it up and watched it. And I would have taken it right here and caught a massive move. But it is what it is. So maybe I think on Fridays I'll start watching NVIDIA and SMCI and see if we can get some plays out of that on Fridays because they'll be cheap. The options will be very, very cheap. Then maybe we can catch another move. This is the strongest move it's had. This move is 2 candles plus. It's just a crazy. This is the biggest move it's ever had, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we end up retracing at least 50% of that move this week on that. It will probably have a dead cat bounce, probably push back up to 900, 950. Then maybe we end up dropping more. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on it and see what happens, but I will not be trading it. this week, except for maybe on Friday. I may look at it. The options are too expensive when it's expiration day on these kind of tickers. They do really well, because I used to trade Amazon a lot on Fridays, and they do really well on Friday. So it pays to have. That's back when Amazon was like 2,000, and before I had the reverse split, they moved really well. So I might look at these on Fridays. I don't know. We'll see. It was definitely a good change of pace to play something different. So I was definitely excited about that, playing something different, them being really big movers and stuff like that. So that's going to do it for the recap, and thanks for watching.